Okay, good morning, everybody. I hope everyone's doing well this morning. Currently in a trade short, we're looking for ES and or NQ to move into the OTE of these 15-minute, or at least 50%, right, of the 15-minute impulse legs. Dow did have a good melt to the downside. I'm looking for Dow to actually sweep these highs. I think we do continue up today. I'm just trying to get on side for a little bit of a down move. Tried shorting a couple times, got cut up a little bit, was in originally 6 micros here. Ooh, that's disgusting. And we're stopped out for a small profit right before the opening bell. Crazy sort of action here. Lot of crazy spikes to the upside and downside. So glad to have put in the break-even stop there. That kind of sucks. I was kind of hoping it was making sense that ES or NQ were going to head down into these levels, but guess not. I'm like tempted to just end the stream right there. That sucks. But yeah, I mean, to be fair, I am looking for the continued upside today. I do like these levels on the 4-hour. It's kind of this sort of trend liney and then covered with some 4-hour equal highs. So that's what I'm looking for on the upside. I was just kind of hoping to ride the move down first, then get long up into this optimal trade entry sort of area, value area. Excuse me. Damn, that sucks. I was tempted to take one off too as it reached back into this 5-minute gap. I just didn't think it was gonna, find it as support there. So if you actually measure out, and I'm sorry, it's getting a little hectic with all the EQ lines, but if you actually measure out EQ of the whole move, we did kind of sweep these lows and tap into it. So there is that. Now ES kind of course, it wants to stop me out, and then ES is going to come into the OTE zone. Dow really sort of pummeling down. I'm not really sure what the deal is. Maybe if there's news or if it's just kind of. I don't really see the thank God it's the TGIF setup. I just don't know if we've met a weekly objective. I think the weekly objective is higher. You can see NASDAQ is still trying to fight for higher prices. ES moving into the EQ of the 15-minute range. Brutal. I guess I could have gotten reshort up at the top on this SMT, but after those 2 spikes up and down, I think it's pretty dangerous. Seems like a bit of a dangerous move. We also do have Michigan sentiment today at 10, so let's see what happens. Oh, it's so annoying. And then what was I going to say? All right, yesterday was a decent day. I mean, it was hard with all the chop, but we survived and actually had a pretty decent long to kind of recover. I don't know if you guys remember yesterday we were down, or the day before that the account was down to 400 in the red or 500 in the red. So made about 377 yesterday. Survived the chop. There was a lot of break evens and a lot of switching back and forth, but we survived nonetheless and managed to kind of take a good long. And that was all based off of Tesla flow, option flow. So when I used to trade options, I was subscribed to all these guys that would do option flow callouts, like sweeper, repeat sweeps on the option book, above ask calls, out of the money, yada, yada. And Tesla was just getting hammered yesterday with aggressive call buyer flow, all out of the money for like July. Decently out of the money too, like another like $100 out of the money. So that was pretty bullet. Once I saw the repeat sweepers hitting it for about 5 to 10 million in the morning, I kind of just got long right around this area and rode it all the way up into midpoint of the new week opening gap, or the new day opening gap. Bit unfortunate there to get stopped out this morning. I rarely trade pre 9:30, and this one I was like, oh, it's going to work out for me. Quick spike right up, kind of put me right back in my place. So now we've reached into the midpoint of that NQ sort of 15-minute OTE, or excuse me, impulse range, which I like. And it's not showing because Topstep data is playing games. So we know that there is a wick down here. It's just not showing yet. It's right there. And on the 15-minute candle, it would be this candle where the wick is. So I don't want to hear anybody telling me that, you know, intra time frame price action may show wicks where, you know, other in the bodies of it. No, that's not how this is working. It's clear. Look, you see how the data lags? I will have to, I'm going to send this again. But this is what I'm telling Topstep exists, and they are saying that I am loco, out of my mind. None of it's real. It's not happening. So I literally don't know what else to send them. You know, other than the fact, like, there's clearly a wick here into this 50% level. If I switch to my higher time frames, it is no longer there. Now it's finally on the 15-minute. See if it catches up on the 5, and we're back. You know, it takes a long time. But anyway, that's that. Dow just puking the lows. Again, I am sort of partial to the upside still. We do have higher time frame SMT on the highs. I don't know how much I really care about it. I mean, I'll pay it some respect, obviously, but I don't really know if I'm shorting this market. Is really what I'm trying to say. The really weak Dow has me slightly concerned. NQ is doing everything correct, besides stopping me out before the down move. That was incorrect. But I like how it's finding support here. I mean, there's a lot of trendline liquidity here. Maybe into this gap, but that's pretty far down. And we have 5-minute gaps right around OTE, right around the 62% retracement level, and that's right in line with midnight. So maybe, you know, maybe that's a good spot to look for. ES tapping into its new day opening gap, and Q liking that. Feels like NQ may want to reach into the midnight open. I'm hesitant in trying to short it down into that just because of how ES is reacting off the new day opening gap. I don't really want to, you know, risk getting absolutely knifed onto the upside just because NQ did technically go into the midpoint of the impulse range, so it doesn't have to go much deeper if it doesn't want to. If price runs away from here, I would understand. So I'm not in a rush to short it. But with that, you know, obviously with that said, like when I say that, it's just basically just me telling myself, like, I'm not looking to long here. I would need something a little bit more to run away from that, just because of the way it felt as it was reacting up into this high and back up into that 5-minute gap that we have right here. So now we're in the CE of the 4-hour gap. That was kind of, we played around it a lot. Close to midnight. I guess the real question for this move is like, have we reached the daily, like the weekly objective on the upside? Is this candle really going to be done printing? It was a pretty big weekly candle in, the market's defense. It's actually huge. So if it didn't want to continue higher, I would totally understand. But I just don't like in that case, what was the weekly objective that we had reached, right? That would trigger this TJIF event. I don't see why it can't go, another 250 points to the upside, or at least 200, Some fairly suspect equal lows down here. Kind of bummed we got stopped like that. That sucks. That is the right idea. That was the right idea. So there goes midnight, and there goes some SMT on the lows. And I like these equal highs. This is a little short-term draw. Nothing quite deep enough for me to get involved. I would have liked a little deeper of a retracement, maybe into this inversion gap. Trying some there, just as it reaches back into the inversion gap, right around 50% of that range. Want to give the SMT a shot on the downside for ES to also move higher. I like these equal highs up here. Gave up that gap, which is not comforting. ES just gave up the SMT. Probably donezo here. Cutting it. My stop would be under the low anyway. Weird. Could go for these equals. Who knows? I mean, this might not have a great read. And it may pay to just wait for 10 a.m. news. This is yesterday's new day opening gap. I don't know why I keep hitting join bid when I'm like strictly I'm a market buy type of guy. I have no idea why I hit join bid when I am a market buy type of person. Like it doesn't matter to me. I don't know what I care about the extra point or so to try to get in on a bid. So I was trying to get long here after this little formation of down close, support. After midnight, after hitting into the midpoint, looking for these equal highs up here. I wanted to get back above this equilibrium point and really run away. Throw the stop down just to protect against catastrophe. Let's really see if we could ride something up. We'll partial something up here, but ideally I'd like us to just run way up. Blow this popsicle stand, you know what I'm saying? Dow's still very weak. Hate that. Nice touch on the 50% level and a great move off of it. We need it to continue higher. I don't like the immediate kind of bounce right back to the downside. That I don't love. Yeah, it sucks. I don't like how it opened with a negative volume imbalance, a bearish volume imbalance. I do not like that. I like how ES and Dow are pushing now, though, so that kind of gives me a little bit of confidence. Very, 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 very sus. Spidey senses are going right now. Yes, getting shoved at the 50%. We need speed. This does not feel good. Moving my stop under this low. It just keeps getting jammed at the highs. It's like, does not feel great. I might be waiting for 10. I also don't like that Dow made equal lows. It's really fishy. All right, well, I'm clearing some risk off. I'm going to at least get back to even-ish. There's a good stab above the highs that we liked. I'd like it to just continue. A few Michigan's positive. I mean, we are running. I'm trying to ask myself, if this is not the point of reversal, where is it? Do we go lower? Are we not moving higher for the day? Because the speed at which this is moving is concerning. It's not very quick. It's very choppy. Lot of wicks. So, I don't know. I mean, it's just, we just swept those equal highs. And it's just kind of coming right back on us. It never moved into this gap, which is cool. Put it right under that low, I guess. Just because you have technically changed in state of delivery right here between these candles. I am looking for the 10 a.m. news to take us higher. I want it to be a volatility driver to the upside. Not helpful. This 5-minute gap is just screwing me up. I just saw some concerning lows on ES. These lows are gross. NQ technically is diverted on them. So ES doesn't have to take these lows. But the way NQ is acting is like weak as it is, and how there's all these equals on Dow. It's not great, to be totally fair. What a miracle. Holy crap. I cannot believe this stop was just saved. That was close. I'll sell one to cover the risk on the trade now. Leave the stop where it's at. If it wants to come take it now, it can, but wow. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. All right, hopefully this thing runs forever. We run up to 21.6 and, you know, have a killer day. If not, I think I end the day with like $10. I mean, I still do think it could go up, but yeah, NQ weakness. Stop to even. I'm not gonna take a loss. Be foolish. News in a couple minutes. It seems like it wants to come down and take the stop. Like NQ's just really lagging behind. We'll see what happens if it jabs up into this little 15-second gap. Yes is way ahead, which is, you know, good news. Again, we're hoping for volatility at 10 o'clock to push us higher. A lot of nice highs on ES here to take. Some sellers kind of stepping in. You can see that as the how the candle, you know, jittered there. So U of M's a big deal today. Still NQ showing all this weakness. Volatility to the downside. Yeah, it was just almost too slow. I still think it's going to go up. I just, you know, got to figure out when. It's a rough reading actually for. Is that a lie? I'm seeing something different on my Twitter notifications and Forex Factory. Twitter's saying expectations preliminary 46.5. Forecast is 48.6. The other sentiment 50.8 and forecast was 53.4. So sentiment lower by a good amount. Let's see if the market tends to care here. See if it pays it mind. Here comes a pump. Let's see if it wants to run up and take those highs. No SMT on the lows. In fact, it just kind of comes into the, what it did is it just tapped right back into the 15-minute fair value gap, super discount, and kind of just started parading back up. What's up, Viraj? How you doing, man? How is everything? Good, man. Glad to hear that. Glad you're doing good. Are you ready for the weekend or what? I'm doing pretty good, man. I'm trying to navigate today. I mean, like a bunch of times where I was up, a couple $100 or $100 and just kind of getting stopped out at break even, man. So not too much. Just kind of hanging. Just hanging and waiting, you know? I hear you. Every weekend's the same. Well, I hope you get to relax a little bit, you know? Trying a short here. I understand that there's all this trend line liquidity and you have this up here. I just think, I feel like the destination is up, so I don't like how we're leaving lows intact. I think like we should probably run down first a little bit lower and then kind of move higher. If it does move higher first then lower, maybe I'm just wrong about the eventual target of upside for today, but taking that trade off. Relax lap every day is a Sunday for me. I'm good. I'm glad. I'm glad, man. I'm glad every day's a Sunday for you. Technically, it should be like a Saturday. Sundays are a little bit scary if you got to work on Monday, you know? All right, well, that one's a bit frustrating. Let go of that one a little early, I guess. Really wanted to chase it short. I was just looking for one more jab to the upside. Oh, there's that move. So finding some support off midnight. I am shorting it again at the midpoint of the 15-minute range. Looking for us to kind of continue lower. If I'm gonna get chopped up, that sucks. But I am looking for it to roll over. Wow. Okay. I mean, maybe it just does. Maybe it made these equal lows. That one's hard. It's been choppy, man. It's been real choppy this whole week. Up into that order block. I may flirt with adding more. I'm going to wait just a second. Wow, what a strong move. It's an aggressive print. Adding. See if I can get myself out of it. Adding one more. I'll take the 55 or whatever it is. Very rangy. Whole consolidation. I'm going to try to just avoid buying, or selling at the ends of the range and just kind of let it go. The reason I didn't hold that trade after I added into is just because like if we're going up that high, I don't want to see it kind of run higher, even if it's going to reject and possibly go lower. I don't want to see that. Just a lot of barcode action. I think Trump's speaking right now. Oh, man, what an annoying day. There's a little something. Right back into the range. Ugly. Ugly, 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 man. So if it's going to go down, you would want this to see stay open completely as a breakaway, as it's right around the equilibrium point of the 15-minute range. At least that's how I would be thinking about it. You do also have SMT within the gap as well. So ES has entered into the gap and Q did not. Nope. Well, that's fun and exciting and interesting, isn't it? What a day. What a fun day for trading. Mm. What a week it's been. It's been a crazy week. Watch this high. Just want to give you guys a view of the 5-minute chart. How nice is that? Pretty cool. Pretty good. You know, I really wish it just would have swept the low, because then I would have just bought and held. But because it didn't, it's like makes me very suspect. Suspicious. Very, very suspicious of the action. And we go right back down into the range? I don't know. I guess if you look at the 15-minute chart, it was pretty convincing how we're holding into here. Just bad structure. Bad structure on the lows. That's all. You know, you do have the S&T between Dow, right? Like heavy S&T on the lows. A lot of reasons to get long, just sloppy. You know, it's just hard to tell. Like, even if I buy here, it's like, well, or if I believe in, you know, the upside enough. I guess really the only way to trade this type of action, if you want, you have to be position trading. And by position trading, I mean like you're just buying a level and you're holding it. And you know, there's no defined stop loss besides obviously a super low end part of the range, and you're kind of holding it for the day. But like when you take 1 micro if you're going to do that, I guess. And that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me. I'd rather risk off of a defined point and throw a little bit more risk on there. See if we fall right back into the range. Okay. Don't know where all the data went. There it is. Just not on the 2-minute. Guess I'll write that down too. Why not? $55 mark 516. So can Topstep see that this is not correct? That the platform is lagging? There are data gaps ever since volatility in the market's kicked up. This happens regardless of whether I'm streaming or not. Happens all the time. Taking it short here, I don't like the tweezer bottoms, and we're right back into the range again. So out of this little 1 minute for value gap. If I could drag it ever. Watching now that ES has taken the high. Adding into that as NQ continues to get stuck. Needs to get through this gap here to the downside, of course. Look for something like that. Let's get some real speed. Huh? Something. Can we? Is it too much to ask for? I'm locking a path. Throwing the stop at even. Praying to God for the rest. Actually, you know what? I'll do two more actually, just to pay myself for my time for the day. I wanted to just hold the whole thing for this low, but I'm going to feel like such an idiot if I let the whole trade come back. Like, we're right back into the middle of the range. Yeah, it was a good trade for, the top end of the range with SMT, but it could very well just come back and screw me again. And I don't want to test my patience like that, to be honest with you. It'll be a good enough day if we, get down to here. I'm going to roll my stop all the way up. I just want to lock in the $200 day just to get another one out of the way for the requirement, for payout eligibility. And if it runs down without, tripping out my stop, then great. And if not, whatever. I prefer not to take my stop so that I could have a $300 day instead of a $200 day. That would be most ideal. But, what do I know? What do I know, man? I'm just throwing darts. Just kidding. Obviously, I'm not doing that. It feels like it sometimes, the way this damn market's been moving. Selling every low, buying every high. Just disgusting. So again, I am like upward biased. I just don't like, the structure on the lows made no real sense to me. All right, happy birthday. We're done. I'm not touching this damn market anymore. I have no desire to do anything with this market for the rest of the week. Probably not even until Monday either. Yeah, just horrid. Horrid. Last few days were disgusting. It's been a battle, guys. It really has been. It's been one hell of a battle. Thankfully, we're back in the green. Yippee, right? What a week. What a last couple of weeks, to be honest. It's honestly, if you've made it through the market, God bless. These last couple of weeks have been tough. At least for me. Like, I felt like I had a lot of good trades. I just didn't get a whole lot of follow through on my trades like a couple weeks ago, and that was really difficult. And this week was sort of the same thing, battling through consolidations. Obviously, to me, when I'm on that 15-second chart, everything kind of looks like an expansive move. I would really like, if I was dumb, I would reshort this because it looks really good, but I'm just going to lock out. I don't want to kill myself. But yeah, so that's it. Again, didn't want to waste time with not locking in a $200 day. Could have easily ran right back up into the middle of the range. It's a great short after the fact, like after seeing why just now I said I would love to reshort it is because full closure of the 1 minute gap right above midnight. If it's going to expand down, it's going to use this gap. It's not going to give another retracement. It's going to just continue to move. You see that happen, little pin bar. Then this next candle, first of all, comes right up to the open and then rejects. That's another thing that I like to see. Retest of the open of the candle and a swift rejection. Obviously, the close of that candle is terrifying and gross. So kind of glad I probably would have rolled my stop right to even and got stopped out. Just to watch it kind of continue back down to the lows again would be absolutely sickening. But yeah, I guess it is kind of done for the week. I don't know. It's very early in the morning, so like for me, like my expectations with the market sometimes get a little out of hand in terms of like the timing of them. It is extremely early in the day. This market can easily rally 300 points back to the upside. I would have much rather seen it kind of start that move a lot earlier. If 10 o'clock news wanted to come down and manipulate these lows first, maybe into this remaining gap here, and then continue to move to the upside, that's another story. I'd probably be sticking it out with the market to trade it up. But considering it has not, considering 10 o'clock just moseyed around, we barcoded, it's not really for me. What it tells me is basically this may be it for the week. If the morning did not start out the way I intended it to, that's just what it tells. It just tells me that, the week may be done. That doesn't mean that we're not going to come up and take these targets. Just may mean that it's next week. And, maybe it's an early TGIF setup, for Friday, and then we just kind of hang around for the rest of the day. Either way, I don't care to find out. I'm going to finish it off today. I'm done. Happy to have survived, to be honest with you. And what's stupid is I could have taken this number, probably a little bit more than that number, like 4 times today. So happy to just get out this time. Guys, that's going to be it for me. I appreciate everybody that comes out and watches. Please like, subscribe if you care to. I've been really busy anyway, so it's like, I hope I can continue to do these. But as I study for these exams, these certification exams for finance and stuff, I don't know if I'm going to be able to continue. Obviously, I don't think I'll ever really kind of give up the trading aspect, but I can't really afford to hang out here and chat for too long every day. So I hope to continue to do these. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, guys. You can watch it run down these lows and, I'll drown in my tears as I was not in the whole position size the whole time, which I obviously wanted to do, but tried to be disciplined and better today. So that's okay. We live to fight another day. Guys, take care. Have a great weekend. Thank you again. Thank you again. Like and subscribe. Come hang out in the Discord if you want. It's totally free.